Hey everyone, Gay Boy Lego. Today we're going to be doing a quick review of my Beaver Hollow Red Dead Redemption 2 MOC. I built this about, I finished it like 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't sure really if I wanted to do a proper review of it, but I decided, what the hell, might as well actually just, give it some sort of a proper visual documentation, And heck, even maybe reviewing it could even get me a freaking view for once. So, without any further ado, let's get bloody going. First off, just down here, as you can see, just as Horseshoe Overlook is. It's built on a cliff, as you can see. I've got various different, shrubs and whatnot sort of on, like, the cliff face here, if you will, just sort of hanging down, and then as it is on this side, it sort of more turns into a hill, which sort of comes up to the camp itself. As you can see, just moving all around here, it's just some pretty standard rock detail that I've set up, nothing really too special. As you can see down here, we've got a rabbit, one of the most common animals to be hunted in the entire game. Yeah, and it just sort of wraps all the way around back there, and yeah. And then just around there. As you can see, unfortunately, at the back, I ran out of terrain pieces, so there's just sort of this part which kind of just hangs over nothingness. Not really the way I intended things to go down, but I ran out of wet sand pieces, and, well, it was just like, well, what are you gonna do? Anyways, as you can see, we've just got a variety of trees out front. Most notably, I think, is the view from Dutch's tent over there, from which you can see the two sort of largest trees right at the front of the camp right there. The one just sort of sits a little bit down on the cliff. It's got some roots hanging out, and then the other one sits just on top of the cliff. Moving in, we'll actually start to look at the camp. Firstly, sitting on the cliff right here, we have got Mary Beth and Dutch van der Linde. Obviously, because he's such a player, he is flirting with her. Mary Beth is built quite simply, as you can see, just using Hermione's Yule Ball hair and face, Frodo's torso, and then just some bricks to make it look like she's sitting there. And then Dutch van der Linde, as you can see, has the sort of standard coat flowing down, Sheriff Not a Robot's torso, Ringo Starr's face, and then Percival Graves' hair. Moving past those two, as you can see, now we're actually starting to get more or less into the camp. Right over here we've got Leopold Strauss's desk, and also, I guess what you could call the medical tent over there. As you can see, there's just the two beds, question mark, that are used by him and Miss Grimshaw. Strauss himself is quite simple, as you can see. He's just got one of the older Dumbledore heads, and I think that might be Danny Reed's torso from Lone Ranger, and then just like a tan hat does the trick, and then he's just got himself plopped down at the desk right there, so, Arthur can go and talk to him and find out about who the heck next poor unfortunate soul he's gonna beat the shit out of. As you can see at the back of this tent, it's got like all the bottles and whatnot, because it is like the medical tent where you go to get all the medical supplies. Just sort of milling around in the camp, we've got some chickens, obviously, and then we've got the place where the wood can be chopped, and then of course we've got the rock right there. Over here we've got the two tents, one of which belongs to Javier, and the other one, I don't know who sleeps in it, but right in front of the tents, as you can see, we've just got the fire pit, we've got a log, we got Lenny sitting right there, who's got, I think it's Kyle from the Lone Ranger's torso and legs. He's got a GCPD officer's face and then Finn's hair, and he is talking to Hosea, who has, I think that's Elrond's face, Kowalski's torso from Fantastic Beasts, Han Solo's legs, and then a red neckerchief right there. And as you can see, just inside those tents, you've just got like a bag of shit, a bucket, a bottle over there. Over here, we've got some of Javier's personal effects. We've got his sombrero, his guitar, presumably his pistol, and also just in this bucket right here, as you can see, we've got some snowshoes. Of course, harkening back to their unfortunate times traipsing through the frigid wilderness. Right over here, we have got three of the evilest bastards in the game. Javier less or so, but First up here, we've got Micah, who's got Indiana Jones's legs, I think a Spider-Man bank robber's torso, a Lone Ranger pistol, and then Feely's face and hair. Then we got Javier right here, who's got Alfred Pennyworth's torso and legs. I think it's Tasu Leech's head, and then just standard black hair and McCree's poncho. And then we've got Bill Williamson, who has got Aragorn's torso and legs, Captain America's face, a beard, I think, from Wily Fusebot. I want to say the, what is he, the swashbuckler's hat, and then just a rifle. So yeah, they're just sort of congregated over here, and just sort of one of the lesser occupied patches. Then, right in the middle, of course, we've got Dutch van der Linde's tent, which of course has the tree sitting right at the side. Also over here, we've got the cash box, which is just one of the Fantastic Beasts suitcases. The roof to van der Linde's tent can just be lifted off, and as you can see in there, we've got the gramophone, bed, a little table with a letter, a map on the wall, and a clock on that side. And then, of course, over here, we've just got a seat with a bottle, which just sits under the overhang right there. And, yeah, I think that part turned out okay. Right over here, as you can see, next to the medical tent, we have got what I think is Abigail's little tent space there. Although, as you can see, it's just Uncle drinking, and he's got Deputron's legs, the Prospector's torso, Alfred's hair, white beard, and then just a standard smiling face, but in flesh, because I thought it was properly derpy enough for Uncle. Then over here we've got the food cart, which is, as you can see, like the biggest cart that we've got here. Got Pearson right there, who has got the chef's legs, Han Solo's train heist torso, GCPD officer face, and then, what's his name, Filch's hair. And as you can see, he's just got all sorts of food and shit there, bread, carrots, chicken, you know. Yeah, so that's just a whole thing right there. And as you can see right next to it, he's got the little sort of fire right there with the stew going over it. On this tree back here, we've got Kieran, as you can see. He has got Han Solo's white shirt torso from recent years. He's just got black, longer hair, and then he has, what's his face from Black Panther? Ulysses Claw's face. Then just moving over here, we have got Miss Grimshaw right there, who has got, I think, Rebecca Reed's torso, Dolores Umbridge's face, Princess Leia's hair from episode 5, and then just sort of black dress legs. And then we also have got Miss Karen Jones right here. She's got Calamity Drone's hair and hat, possibly Rebecca Reed's legs, and then Marion's torso from Indiana Jones. And as you can see, Miss Grimshaw is just nagging her, as she does. But, you know. We got the horses over here, and we've also got Charles just sort of tending to them. He's got a Hunter Orc's hair. He's got a standard First Order crew member's head, Thorin's torso, and then I think that's Tonto's legs right there. And, yeah. Right over here, just in the middle of things, we have the tent from Indiana Jones, and laying on the ground, although he shouldn't be, we've got the dog, Kane, sort of watching Kane and Jack Marston play. As you can see, we've got Jack Marston here, who's just a pretty standard looking kid. Pippin torso, Johnny Reed face, Frodo hair, yeah. We have got John Marston, as you can see right there. Jango Fett head, Butch, yes. Butch what's-his-face from Lone Ranger's hair and hat, Keely's torso, and then just some, I think it's Jesus's legs. And then we've also just got bloody Abigail right there. I think that's just a generic female head. I think that's Pippin's cape, generic dark brown bun. I believe that that's Clara's Doctor Who torso, and then just a gray dress piece. And then, right over here, we have got Arthur's tent, as you can see. It's just got his 2 pistols right there, a little bit of a watch, map with the jar right there, and then we've just got some ammo sort of right there, and then his bed is inside. I decided to make it dark blue because it looks kind of dark blue in the game, and it felt appropriate making it sort of like a dark bluish sort of hue for the MOC. Then just behind, we got the ladies' tents. In the game, the overhangs on these sort of Caravans are more of a whitish color, but I decided to make things just a little bit more visually different, making one maroon and one sort of olive green, just so it had a little bit more visual intrigue. Over here we've got the Morning Sadie Adler, who has, I think, one of the thugs' torsos from Lone Ranger. She's got Chief O'Hara's very tired-looking face, and then she's got Penny from not Breaking Bad, oh my goodness, Big Bang Theory's hair. I don't know where Breaking Bad came from. Black legs, and then for Tilly Jackson right here, we've got Velma Staplebot's torso. I think that's Anna's legs, just a little red fan. I think that's Episode 9, Jana's head right there, and I believe that is, whose hair is that? What's-her-face from Battlefront. You know who I'm talking about. And then as you can see in the tents over here, there's not too much going on. We've got some bed mats, got a mug, got bottle, bag over there. You know how it is. Not too much happening there. Why is there a 10-cent piece sitting on that chair? I don't know why. Either way, then we've just got some more shrubbery and whatnot back here. And then, of course, we've got Reverend Swanson drinking his cares away at the back. His torso and legs both belong to the Highwayman. He's got Ron Weasley's hair, and then he's got the Master of Laketown's face. And yeah. So this is what the camp looks like from over here. Kind of visually crowded, but when you sort of pull back and you look at the thing as a whole, I believe that I got all the most important spots to it. Yes, I know that there are technically other tents and tables and whatnot and places for people, but I decided for this one it's a little bit of a downscale, and also I decided it would just be a good idea to get like all the main tents and characters in and whatnot. It's a really nice hub in the game, and I think that honestly it turned out as a half-decent MOC, if not quite proportionally as big as I wanted it to be. It's all built on top of one of the gray 48 by 48 base plates, and I've just like built up everything. But no, personally, I'm relatively content with it. I haven't seen anyone attempt Horseshoe Overlook before, so that's largely why I decided to give this bad boy a shot. And overall, I would say that I'm decently proud of it. I think that it definitely could have been worse. But yeah, that's really all I've got to say about this lump of shit. I will catch you folks on the flip. Let's hope the apocalypse doesn't kill us.